Hello, and welcome to the second part of this Calamity Rogue playthrough on Death mode. And honestly, I don't really know what to say in the introduction. Just don't forget to smash this like button and subscribe to this channel to support its growth and guarantee the future video publications. It helps me a lot actually. I am not gonna stress the introduction, and let's begin. So last time we have killed the wall of flesh. So I have opened its bag and didn't get anything useful. And the most hurtful, we didn't get the rogue emblem and we got no shimmer. What a neat start, isn't it? However, then I located the astral biome and started murdering the atlases. And I just hate when it generates on top of the snow biome. However, it took me around 7 minutes to get the needed amount of titan hearts for the armor set, which I have just made. Then I mined some first tier hard mode ore, made a new cobalt pick and some kunais. So next, I planned to get the equanimity weapon, and to craft it, I needed a dark and a light shard. So first I went to the hollow biome and mined some pearl stone and creamstone in crimson respectively. And I stood on crimson for some longer, because I wanted to get the icar spear, because that is another weapon that gives you a head start in the hard mode. And 2 mini bosses later, I finally managed to get it and went to the desert to set up a mummy farm arena, but it didn't work. I didn't know at this point, but turns out the light and dark mummies can only spawn on their respective sand blocks. Sounds obviously, doesn't it? Well, at least not for me, and I just gave up on it. Anyways, I went to the brimstone croc biome to get some essences of havoc, and with the help of them, I have turned the regular glaive into a blazing star. Wow, I'm like magician. So next on my plan was giant clam elimination. And unlike the last playthrough, I coped with this task with ease. The death mode actually feels easier than revengeance. I'm gonna regret this word so badly later on, just trust me. Anyways, what was I killing this giant clam for? Of course to craft the prismaline, the second weapon in crystalline crafting tree. And it's even more beautiful, I genuinely love it. Then I went to build a house in the hollow biome. Of course, if you can call this chunk of bluegrass a hollow biome. And you know, I tried my best. Okay, I'm not gonna make excuses, because just I suck at building. That's it. I had no way I'm raging over a simple house. I'm just crazy playing this game. The games are meant to make people relax, and what am I doing with my life? Then I tried to farm some pixies to get some fairy dust and make a wings of it, but that didn't go well, because of jungle to the right of this biome. So I have picked an alternative and went trying to get the giant harpy feather and a painful amount of hyper feathers later, and finally got it, and I have discovered it needs a mithril anvil to craft it. So instead I made a good old angel wings and went to try the queen slime. And that was easy as usual, and here are the death mode changes. Anyways, I have opened its back and got literally nothing useful, so I guess I killed it just for flex. And I crafted a mirage mirror. I don't know why now, I should have done it in pre-hard mode after Skeletron, but later is better than never. Then I went to the snow biome to get some essences of ilium, and god, what are these spawn rates. Death mode really turned Blood Moon into a murderous event, but however, I still managed to get the essences of ilium I needed and made a cryo key with the help of them. And it's time to check out the death mode Cryogen, and on the first try I didn't succeed, because he was too majestic for me to kill him, and I think it's a sign for me to get better. So I went to jungle to increase my health via the life roots, and I think 16 is enough, right? And I used my time tested tactic, which worked almost every time. I just grabbed my buffs and went to show Cryogen what I got. And geez, this fight was longer than 5 minutes in total. And here are the death mode changes. And from the bag I got better wings and some weapons which I didn't trash yet, because I needed almost them all to craft a new rogue weapon called Calgon Catalyst, and went to the operator NPC to get the leftover weapons, because there was no way I was repeating this long ass fighting process, and I crafted this thingy. And as far as I remember, it was obliterating everything on its path in my first playthrough. And I tested it on Queen Slime, and for some reason it was literally worse than my current weapons. It disappointed me so bad at this moment. And also I was killing Queen Slime to get some Souls of Light, which I needed in order to craft Cosmolite, and along with Cosmolite I made a mechanical worm, and he was fast like a crackhead for some reason, actually for a death mode reason. So instead I made a mechanical eye, and tried to beat the twins first. And that worked out. So they were much easier than the Destroyer for some reason. So I got my souls and made a code breaker with decryption computer, and while decrypting Plantoid's schematic, I went mining second tier hard mode ore. Out of it I made a mithril pickaxe, the new weapon Stormfront Razor, electrician's glove accessory, frequency manipulator, and a long range sensor array, and then to the ocean to farm for some shark fins for seafood. And after extending the suphurous arena, I started trying the Aquatic Scourge, and I wasn't succeeding due to overwhelming by a lot of stuff on the arena, but after some tries, I teared him apart, and here are the changes. And shortly after, acid started raining, and during this event, I killed a Crackmole, but the sad thing, I didn't get Skyfing Bombers. But that's not that crucial. I didn't get anything useful from the bag, so I went to Operator NPC and bought some more, and I got Scourge of the Seas. And it was time to get my revenge on the Destroyer. And it was indeed hard, but with the help of spent fuel container, I did it, and take these death mode changes. Then I got Souls of the Destroyer, and went mining this time third tier of hard mode ore. And after mining, I wanted to make some new weapons, which I needed Souls of Night for, and I didn't have any, and so I went to Crimson and proceeded to break some altars. And for some reason they weren't dropping souls, and it turns out that you need to break exactly their bottom right corner to get the souls. That sounds like a bug, doesn't it? And then I made a consecrated water and desecrated water, and also a adamantite pickaxe, and went farming for ancient cloth. And these dune splicers were now segmented, and that was just horrible. So I decided to get out of here and go to near surface arena for them not to spawn. And when I got enough closes, I made an arid artifact, used it and started killing sand elementals. And for some reason, Desert Sandstorm was conflicting with the rain. So instead, I went to mine some cryonic ore. And when I got plenty of it, I have converted it into bars and made a full set of Daedalus armor, ornate shield and some crystal piercers. And then I went to Hell, more specifically into Brimstone Crack biome, and mined some Infernal Zoovite here. And out of Brimstone cores that were made with the help of Infernal Zoovite, I made a Ruin Medallion, Brimblade, and it was time to kill another boss, Skeletron Prime. And on the first try, I struggled a lot, because I did so little damage and had a bad aim on arms. So this fight lasted for 6.5 minutes and resulted in my death. But for the next try, I grabbed my buffs and this happened. And here's what Death Mode Skeletron Prime can do. So now I have beaten all the mechanics. That means I gotta mine Hallowed Ore, another Phyta-made Angel Threads, Spear of Destiny, and the upgraded pickaxe. And then to jungle to harvest some life fruits. And out of them I made a Blood Orange, which I immediately ate. And then I crafted an Eye of Desolation and summoned the old Asgore. Bro just turned on his beast mode at the end, and surprisingly this fight didn't get that much harder. And from her back I got exactly nothing useful, except the vanity. It looks cool, and I couldn't craft anything useful from the Heirs of Calamity neither. So I went to hell to kill some walls of flesh to get the rope emblem. And just look at this, I'm struggling so bad just to kill the wall of flesh. I think the conclusions about the rope class are self-evident. Yeah, I completely forgot that I could buy bags from the operator NPC. And when I finally got the emblem, I started a solar eclipse to get some solar veils. And I struggled here as well, if you ask me. But when this madness finally ended, I made for myself an Umbraphile armor, Vampiric Talisman, and Bat Wings, and lastly Totality Breakers. And then I went to the Abyss to farm new materials that are able to drop here. And I can't believe I have done this. And I made the Abyssal Diving gear, some more farming, and the Abyssal Mirror is here as well. Then I proceeded to mine this weird chunk in the middle of Calamity generated jungle arena, and it was time to try to kill Plantera, and I died due to the lack of skill. And also I was bad at killing these evil sprout thingies, so I made a ballistic poison bomb, and broke another Plantera's bow. And this time I was the last standing. And the bag contained the usual loot, nothing special. And sadly, in order to craft the Terra disc, I needed the equanimity weapon. Damn, this guy is following me around or something. So I proceeded to farm dark and light shards, but with sand this time, and crafted a mangrove chakram, so it was easier. And when I got both shards, and also needed boomerangs, I made this goddamn cursed weapon. And it turned out to be worth it, because Terra disc is just amazing. And by the way, I'm in dungeon to farm some ectoplasm, because I needed to craft cores. And I needed core of Calamity to craft Asgard's Valor. And also to craft the Asgard's Valor, I need the Ankh shield. So I crafted all the missing components into one superior accessory and merged it with Ornate shield, and there is the result. And then I made some spectre bars and a phantasmal ruin of them. Oh, finally a good freaking weapon. I have waited for it for so long. And also I made a sandstorm core and used it in the desert, and the great sand shark has appeared, and it was zero problems to kill it, and 2 more times. And from the great scales I made a sand slasher, sand shark tooth necklace, and a dust storm in a bottle. It's the weapon, not accessory, don't confuse. And with this set, I might be able to kill Anahita and Leviathan. So let's try, I guess. and I was genuinely confused when Leviathan appeared instead of Anahita. And I got both weapons from the first bag. There is no way in hell this could have happened, if you take into account my luck. And as you might already know, I'm a big fan of the community accessory, so it's time to spend all my money on the Anahita and Leviathan bags. And I obviously didn't get from all the money I've got, so it's time to farm more money. And since I'm in the Crimson world, my victim will be the Hive Mind. And the Breakfish Flask was doing great in the grind, and after 7.5 minutes of farming and selling all the enemy boss loot, I went to the operator NPC, and I actually got it so soon. And yeah, my luck is really high today. I don't know why. Maybe I've been a good person so far, so it's time to fix it, I guess. By killing Astrum aureus, of course. And I didn't really feel the changes, but here they are. So nothing useful from the bag, just as usual. And here we are, buying more Astrum aureus bags and getting 2 more weapons, which are our Radical Throw and Leonid Progenitor. And also there was a weapon called Stellar Knife, dropped by aureus after killing Astrum aureus, which I after some minutes of farming got as well. And then I explored Jungle's Draydon Slab and Underworld's one, and saw the Murasama. I swear one day I will need you, I swear. I will stand on my knees and beg for forgiveness when the time comes. Alright, I might have went too far. Back to the video. Next I got my potions and teleported to the jungle temple, built a simple low effort arena and spawned Golem, and died because of overwhelming by projectiles. And I just tried one more time, and this happened. And I genuinely hate the last phase. It becomes literally impossible to dodge. And the most useful thing I got from Golem is Pixel. Also I went to the dungeon and started searching for astral chests, and what I have found surprised me a lot. This passage is just so well hidden, so there was absolutely no way that I could find it in pre-hard mode. And by the way, here is the astral chest. And also the Forsaken Archive. I'm just glad I won't need to build an arena in a dungeon. I felt so relieved at this moment. And yeah, since I got a pixel, I could mine scoria ore, and that's exactly what I started doing. And also brought some silver remains, just for money. And just look at this tasty amount of bars. Then I started decrypting the jungle schematic, and meanwhile crafted a hydrothermic set with wings and subduction slicer, and went to jungle to farm some plug enemies. And what a beautiful duo. By the way, this thing is gonna be crucial later on. And lastly I crafted a miracle fruit, advanced display and an abomination. And then I went to the glowing mushroom biome and caught a truffle worm here, and went fishing in the ocean and caught a weird looking fish. And damn dude, duke fishing was so fast that I didn't even have enough speed to outrun it, and I also had to deal with pirates before the next attempt, on which I used my buffs, but that still didn't work. I swear this dude is even faster than Lightning McQueen, and tried to beat him another time, but that still didn't work. And I was like, why do I even need to kill him? As far as I remember, the weapon that drops from him is just bad, you know? So I'll skip this boss, I guess. Instead, I went to try Plugbringer Goliath. And this went much better than the Duke Fission fight. and just as usual, nothing useful from the bag. And because of that, I went to the operating PC and got malachite and syringe. Now this is much better. And also I made a system bane, but I didn't really use it. And then I was thinking what bosses to kill. Like, I don't need anything from the Empress of Light, for example, nor from Duke Fishron. And the Ravager, you know what? The Ravager just sucks. I ain't bothering to beat him. So that's why I went straight to Lunatic Cultist. Get out of my castle, you scumbags. So despite this fight being so long, it still resulted in my victory. And then I decided that it's crafting time. Crafting station crafting time, to be exact. So first I upgraded my combined crafting station to tier 3, then goes combined furniture station, tier 1, and instant upgrade of it to tier 2. So for final tier of combined crafting station, I needed a damn auto hammer. So I started making a truffle house on a floating island. Finished up the house, and he's right there. Just give me your auto hammer, you mushy boy. And there is the final tier of combined crafting station, an alternative to material transmutator. In fact, they are functionally the same. And then I finally got to completing the celestial event. And first, I wanted to kill the nebula pillar. It actually doesn't matter what pillar to kill first on rogue class, because they all drop the melt blobs, which is like a fragment but for rogue class. And look, it's dead. Then from these melt blobs, I made a Star of Destruction, and a very slow but yet powerful weapon. And the next victim is Solar Pillar. And surprisingly, I'm not kidding you, for some reason it was the easiest pillar. I died literally 0 times, unlike on Nebula Pillar and the others. And I got more melt blobs and made a dark metal shield. This insane accessory lets me to expend just a half of myself on a stealth strike. Truly an overpowered one. And also I made some shards of Entabra. And next one is Stardust Pillar. Done. And then I got my buffs. Went to Astral Vime and sacrificed a Titan Heart on Astral Beacon. And on first try I obviously died, because Astrum Dias became even more fast and bullet hellish. And after some more tries, I have discovered something. Remember this accessory I was talking about that's gonna be useful in future, called Plug Fuel Cell. So it's not only giving me stats, but has a special ability. If you press the hotkey, it consumes 1/4 of your stealth and performs a fart, which was doing some insane damage to Astrum DS. Up to 15k DPS. What the hell? So this was the strat now. And after some more unsuccessful attempts, I managed to beat this Astral Worm. You know, this accessory is upgradable. I wonder what will it be after upgrade. And yeah, by the way, this fight was actually hard and took me some attempts, but I still liked it, because this is definition of fun in Calamity mode. And just as usual, no rogue weapon from the first bag. Well, hello again, operator. There it is, Regulus Riot. And I also mined some Astral Ore, and with the help of it, I upgraded my Prismaline to Radiant Star. Like, honestly, this is my favorite Calamity crafting tree, and this is the 3rd weapon in this tree. And it's last pillar time, and Vortex Pillar was actually hard. Death mode is surprising. Okay, Moonlord is on its way, and there he is. Okay, I genuinely thought it would be easier, but we do not despair, since we have countless tries, and after some deaths, this is the final attempt. So I was mainly losing for the debuff, not actual attacks, and for skill issue too, no less. So we now have beaten Moonlord, and what can I say so far? It started getting harder, and I like it. I wonder what will be on the next episode. Okay, it obviously will get harder, but how much harder? We will know in the next episode.